We're here at Red Rock Point, which is the best viewpoint of the lower falls of the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone National Park. It's just a fantastic place to photograph the falls. There is a slight drawback, though, is it's quite a walk downhill, which means it's about 5 times as long climbing back up the hill. So you want to be in good condition to come to Red Rock Point. But it does make for a very nice photograph of the lower falls. Here I'm using a 24-70 zoom lens, zoomed out to 70 millimeters to get the framing that I want. Of course, I'm using a polarizer to take some of the glare off the water, and especially the top of the waterfalls, to give me more color and saturation in the waterfalls. Now, I've got it on aperture priority, and my aperture right now is set for f20. That's lots of depth of field, and the reason I want a lot of depth of field is I need to get both these trees in the foreground and the rocky formation next to the falls in sharp focus at the same time. And there's a lot of depth between the trees in the foreground and the background. So f20 ought to cover it pretty well. I'm just going to take a shot. I'm using my 2-second self-timer delay again, and that should pull up the shot. And I've got a good histogram. I'm close to the right-hand side with no blinkies, so that works pretty nice. Looks pretty good right there. That'll work pretty well. Okay, I'm composing the shot as a vertical. I've got trees at the bottom on the right-hand side and the lower left side. Take my shot, and it's a fairly long exposure, 2 or 3 seconds. It's coming up now. I've got a real good histogram, no blinkies, no highlight alert on, and so that's real important. Another thing that's real important here is the sky is really boring. So be sure to crop out the sky. You want to start the top of this frame with perhaps the trees above the waterfalls and include all the way to the base of the waterfalls. Now, to me, it makes an obvious vertical composition, but I think there could be a horizontal as well, perhaps a looser shot. So let's go ahead and remount the camera as a horizontal and recompose. And again, I'm going to focus on the trees in the foreground because my depth of field is f20. We'll get everything sharp from foreground to background. It does work well as a horizontal. We'll go ahead and take a shot here. And I think it's coming up right now, and it looks like we've got another good exposure, another nice shot of the waterfall. So again, Red Rock Point is a real nice place to photograph the lower falls. It is a bit of a hike down, but if you have the energy and willpower to do that, it's well worth coming down here. But again, we like overcast conditions, and you wouldn't want to have half the waterfalls in bright sun and half in the shade. That would be way too much contrast.